welcome into TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys. And in today's video, we are going to be addressing a very, very important topic because, of course, we love to talk about Antoine Griezmann, maybe Matthias de Ligt. We want a striker, we want a defender this summer. But what we really, really need, what we have to keep focusing on is that left-back area. Because let's face it, that position, out of all of them this summer, that is the one right there that we simply didn't have enough cover in this season. We simply weren't well equipped in the left-back area. And this summer, we have to sort that out. We have to sign someone. You look at it right now, you look at Miranda, Cucurella, both of those players, according to recent reports coming out to Spain, like we discussed yesterday, they look like leaving the club, whether it be on loan, whether it be by a permanent deal. Miranda, Cucurella, they are not going to be most likely at Barcelona next season, which means one thing, we have to bring somebody in. Somebody from the outside has got to come in and either give backup to Jordi Alba or really push him for that first team slot. And that's the first thing you have to decide. What kind of left back are you going to sign this summer to really push Jordi Alba? Are you going to sign number one, just a backup player, somebody who can come in and is happy really to play second fiddle to Jordi Alba and never really push him, never really aspire to be that first choice? Or are you going to bring in a genuine fullback there in the left back slot who's going to challenge Jordi Alba and really believe really that one day he could become the first choice left back and really take over in that position? Because you look at it right now, Jordi Alba is 30 years old. He had an incredible season last season. Obviously at the end it tailed off just a little bit, but at the same time he's been very, very good now for a number of years and very consistent. But at the end of the day, he is 30 years old. We do have to start planning for the future. We do have to start planning for life without those kind of players, because what you don't want to do is let it get to the sort of Suarez situation. Right now, Suarez, 32 years old, and not until now have we really looked into the future and actually thought about replacing him and bringing somebody in to really do that. So what you have to do here with Jordi Alba is jump the gun. You've got to get ahead of your time. You've got to really understand here and plan for the kind of situation whereby Jordi Alba is getting on. He does need help. He does need cover. And I would bring somebody in personally this summer who can come in, rival him, push him. We all want competition for places. We all want every single player in that lineup there to be earning their place. And to do that, in my opinion here today, we've got 4 examples, 2 backups, 2 genuine fullback threats here that could come in at Barcelona, and we're going to be discussing all of those in today's video. Let's do this. So the first backup type player that I'm going to discuss in today's video is Alex Moreno, 25-year-old left back, currently playing his football at Rayo Vallecano. And of course, with players linked to Barcelona, they usually have a Barcelona history, a Barcelona past within their footballing career. And indeed, Alex Moreno did spend a year at La Masia between 2011 and 2012 back in the day. He worked his way up the ranks there with La Grostera, Mallorca, before he joined Rayo Vallecano back in 2014. And during his time at Rayo Vallecano, he has appeared 47 times in La Liga. He's got decent La Liga experience there throughout his time at the club. 36 of those 47 appearances actually came this season. He's appeared in all but 2 of their 38 games this year, and he contributed there with 1 goal and 2 assists this season as Rayo finished in 19th place, and unfortunately for him, were relegated this campaign. And I do think certainly that Alex Moreno would be described as an attacking fullback, somebody who wants to go forward, who has an urge really to get into the attacking areas, and that's always his first thought really, get forward, try and help out in the final third. And I certainly think that side of his game would suit Barcelona, given that he's actually played 12 of those 36 games this season in a more advanced left midfield role. He's played wide midfield, he's played even at times as a winger, and he is certainly somebody who primarily does focus on going forward. And in that sort of aspect, it reminds me very much of Alex Vidal when we brought him in, certainly from Sevilla, his days at Almeria as well, when he was a very, very attack-minded fullback. And certainly Alex Moreno has very, very similar feels there to Alex Vidal when we brought him in. He's willing to go forward, and I think certainly the wing-back style at Barcelona, the fact that we do demand our fullbacks to be really, really high at the pitch, that would certainly suit him. With regard to reports and linking him with the Barcelona position though, both MD and Rack1 have mentioned Moreno. They say that Moreno is certainly on our list as possible options to come in this summer, and Madrid-based publication AS have actually linked us very, very heavily with Alex Moreno over the last few weeks, because they said originally that he was certainly a big target of ours, but it would cost 20 million euros if we were to sign him this summer. But however, since then they've done a new report, they followed up on that kind of article, and they've said that since Rayo have been relegated, the fee now would be considerably less than that 20 million euros. But he has also, I have to say, been linked with Real Betis this summer. Moreno there, a decent option, would certainly come in as a backup player, potentially there, nothing too much more, but obviously there, a decent option if you want to keep the costs down, you want to keep the wages down. He would come in there and I feel play second fiddle to Jordi Alba. And the second backup option would come in the form of Atletico Madrid left-back Filipe Luis, or should I say soon-to-be former Atletico Madrid left-back Filipe Luis, 33 years old right now. He's going to turn 34 at the beginning of August, and like I say, he will become a free agent. He will be leaving Atletico Madrid on the 1st of July after he failed there to agree a contract extension, and so whichever club Filipe Luis does choose to join this summer, it will be on a free transfer, and that will there end a 7-year stay with Atletico Madrid, where he's made 333 appearances, nice and round there on the appearances total, and he has been a real vital part of that Diego Simeone defence, which has ruled Europe really in a defensive mindset for many, many years, and Filipe Luis has been a brilliant player both defensively, going forward as well. He's certainly a threat. He's very, very good on the ball. He can carry the ball. He's got good strength as well, good height. He's good in the air. He's a very, very rounded fullback, and like I say, he has been brilliant for Atletico Madrid over the years, and we'd be signing a player here if we were to sign Filipe Luis this summer. I think a very, very different option to Alex Moreno. They would both come in, and I still feel would still be backups to Jordi Alba, but here it's a very, very different option because Filipe Luis would be very short-term. 33 years old, by the time he signs, by the time he comes in, he'd be 34. That's a very, very short-term option. 1-2 seasons there at the very best, and we'd be signing a player who, yes, is massively successful at the top level, who's been vastly experienced not only in Spain in La Liga, but also, of course, in the Champions League, which is the title that we really, really want. We're bringing in more experience for that area. However, with that does come some significantly higher wages to Alex Moreno. Filipe Luis would demand a lot more in terms of wages, but of course you would save on the transfer fee, but there could also be a big signing on fee, given the fact that he is coming for absolutely nothing, and also, of course, with Filipe Luis being at that age right now, there would be virtually no resale value when you do sign him. However, you would say there Filipe Luis would come to Barcelona in a similar sort of mindset to Arturo Vidal. He'd be willing to help the team whatever it takes. He's certainly got that mentality. They demand you to have that sort of mentality in Atletico Madrid, and he would be a fighter. He would come in, really graft, really work hard whenever he was chosen, and I do believe he'd have a very, very good mentality, and he'd be a very, very good professional this season. And I think many a time we've watched Filipe Luis over the last few seasons play against us for Atletico Madrid, and he is a tenacious player. He is very, very aggressive. He does leave it all out on the field. We've seen that up close and personal. Many challenges, Lionel Messi, of course. We have certainly seen full force what Filipe Luis can do, and Sport have linked us very, very heavily with his signing this summer, and the strongest link to Filipe Luis actually came out this morning from Sport once again, who say that Luis has personally come to Barcelona and he's actually offered himself to us for the coming campaign. He said, look, I'm a free agent, I'm happy to sign, and according to Sport, he would be very happy indeed to play a secondary role to Jordi Alba this coming season. However, if you do want to have some higher aspirations this season with our left-back search, there are two players here that I believe are very, very exciting. They're young, they're up and coming, they're talented, and I believe both of them really could come in, challenge Jordi Alba, and really, really push him in the future to come and become the Barcelona first-choice left-back. First and foremost, you have to talk about Alex Grimaldo. 23 years old right now, joined La Masia, of course, back in 2008, a player who knows Barcelona very, very well indeed. He made his B-team debut 3 years later in 2011. He was just 15 years old when he made his Barcelona B debut, and in doing so became the youngest player ever to appear in the Segunda Division. He then went on to make 92 appearances during his 5 years at Barcelona B, becoming in the process the Barcelona B captain, but after concerns over playing time under Luis Enrique, he didn't really get an opportunity as quick as he would have liked, and certainly when he felt he deserved it in the first team. Grimaldo there chose to leave the club for Benfica at the end of 2015, and due to his expiring contract, Barcelona in the process of that only received a transfer fee from Benfica of 1.5 million euros, and since he's been with Benfica, he has been sensational. Very, very quickly, in just 3 years, he's made 117 appearances, quickly establishing himself as Benfica's out-and-out first-choice left-back. Really, really impressive he has been so far. He's won 7 trophies during his time in Portugal, and during that time, Grimaldo has scored 10 goals and provided 22 assists in the process, which really is there a very, very good return for a left-back, and in those 10 goals, he has scored some absolutely sensational goals. Go and have a look at them on YouTube. They've been some brilliant, brilliant strikes. And of course, having developed at La Masia, come through Barcelona B, and now having got some serious experience at Benfica, both domestically and also in Europe as well, I feel like here, Grimaldo would be the perfect replacement, both for the future and both for the now, in terms of replacing Jordi Alba at Barcelona. If he was brought in this summer, I feel like he'd provide excellent competition, he'd learn from Alba, he'd push him, he'd provide that competition for places, and also, with a view there to the future, there's no doubting here the talent, the quality, everything inside this man here. He has the potential to become a key player for Barcelona, no doubt about that. The big question though, of course, will it happen? Well, under this board right now, it does does seem potentially pretty unlikely. That remains to be seen whether they'd actually go and sign Grimaldo this summer. The transfer fee wouldn't be too much of an issue. I do believe that it would be reasonably high, but nothing that we couldn't really afford to pay. But the biggest thing for me would be given the board have that pretty strict policy when it comes to re-signing former youth team players who chose to leave the club. That might be a potential stumbling block this summer. But at the end of the day, with somebody this talented, in a position really that we desperately need to improve upon, we need to bring somebody in. Maybe right now, with this specific case, it might be time to just swallow our pride. And finally, guys, my final option for the coming summer with regard to left-back position, it would be Junior FIRPO of Real Betis. 22-year-old left-back, turns 23 at the end of August, and he's currently been playing his football under the man himself, Quique Setién, at Real Betis this season. And it was indeed Quique Setién who uncovered the talent of Junior back in 2018. The season before last, he really broke through. A little bit of a late developer, really, coming into their first team. Is promoted there from Betis' B-side, and Junior has certainly taken his opportunity. He's grabbed it with both hands, and he's been very, very good and developed very well under Quique Setién. Since February 2018, he's gone on to make 43 appearances for Real Betis' first team, scoring 5 times and assisting 7 times, which again there is a very decent return. And under Setién, Junior has proven his worth in a number of roles and a number of different systems, which is very, very interesting indeed. He's somebody who I feel is an out-and-out left-back. He can play in that area, but he's also versatile. He could give us a few different solutions in a few different areas and actually allow us there a bit more tactical versatility. Simply because, yes, he is there an out-and-out left-back. He has played there for the majority of his Real Betis games, but he's also played as a wing-back in a more advanced position. He's quite happy to go forward. He's quite happy to get involved in the build-up in the final third. And he's also played there in a back three as the left centre-back. He's 6 foot tall. He's got good height. He's a very strong player as well. And due to that, he can be played at times as a centre-back, and he certainly can thrive on that as well. He's very capable with the ball at his feet. He's very good technically, as you'd expect really, and as you have to be for somebody playing under Quique Setién in that system. And I think there, his development at Betis has certainly helped him become, in my opinion, one of the best young fullbacks right now, alongside Grimaldo, certainly of that kind of quality in the world. I do believe here in Junior FIRPO, in Grimaldo, they're 2 very, very important options for us, 2 very exciting players, and like I say, with that view to the future, with Jordi Alba now 30 years old, you have to start thinking, you have to start planning, you have to stay here one step ahead of the game. And in my opinion, these 2 players, you could bring them in this summer, you could give them that competition for places, you could really push Jordi Alba, really demand him to be at his best in every single game, because of the quality that we'd have from within. If he wasn't performing, these 2 guys, they would certainly be ready, they'd certainly be there to step up when needed. So of course guys, in these kind of videos, what I really, really want is your opinions. What do you think about all 4 of the players that we have discussed in today's video? Who do you like? Who do you don't like? Who do you think is a good option to bring in this summer as that secondary left back to Jordi Alba? Let me know in the comments down below, and of course also let me know if there's anybody I haven't mentioned, and who do you think Barcelona should sign this summer in that left back area? Thank you as always in advance there for your comments. I really do appreciate them. I really appreciate you guys coming back, and I'll be seeing you very shortly with more videos. There is so much going on right now, so much to discuss, this planning, this development, and most importantly here, this improvement on that Barcelona squad. It is vital for the coming campaign. I'll see you soon guys, but until then, as always, Visca El Barça! Barça!